Hello everyone, this is Jimmy Cultist back again with another exploration game video. And we're going to be covering something a little bit, what is the word? Maybe we're covering something a bit simplistic, but nevertheless it's semi-important. Today we're going to be covering furnishing your house and decorating it, and to a small degree we're also going to be talking about how you can insert assets into a scene. But here is how you would go about doing that. You can either go to, the public creations and search up something, whatever you may need, like a chair. All you gotta do is press search, click on it with X, and you've got the chair. Usually it's good to have grid snap on beforehand because, if you want this thing to be straight up and down, probably want grid snap. You can also, control for certain kinds of things with using the categories and tags. Or you can use filtering for elements, collections, and things of that nature. And of course you can search your own handy-dandy assets that may be available. Like, furniture. Now I've already stamped these assets into my scene, these particular ones, so they're already present. We won't need to stamp them out. I'm just going to go ahead and copy them. But we'll turn on studio lighting so we can see them better. It's a collection of furniture I made some time ago in preparation for, if I would ever need it for a game. And we're going to cover something real quick. I think I've already done this, but always make sure to set the label of your furniture before placing it in a scene. I tend to like to set all furniture to scenery, but you could really make it any one of these labels. You could make it object. But the reason why this is important is because in certain games, your logic is going to collide with scenery. Like, if you have a game where you are shooting a gun, you want bullets to collide with scenery instead of just going through things, like going through the wall or whatever. Of course, bullets can go through walls, but it's generally, something you want to avoid in a video game. And there's one other thing I'd like to cover. I'm going to do a little bit of just common, artistic stuff like placement and whatnot, but there are a few logical quandaries we get into when decorating things. But for now, let's just go ahead and copy. L1 and R2 is how you clone things. And replace it here. If you want old, worn-out furniture, I would advise leaving the luminoise on and leave the color amount on. However, if you want smoother, less degraded furniture, turn off the luminoise and it will look more, more picturesque. Let's go ahead and get into some decorating. I would advise to look up real houses beforehand, but really the human eye kind of, we sort of get innately how furniture works. Also, make sure they're always touching the ground. You don't want floating furniture. Let's try this table instead. And if you want to turn the angle around, I would advise using grid snap. You can also resize your furniture a little bit to give it more variation. It's not too common that people place furniture in front of windows, but I just want to create a lot of variation in terms of placement and whatnot. But things are looking a little less bare and a little more, you know, normal. I would probably add some carpeting, which is relatively easy. You can add designs to your carpet, of course, but I'm just going to go for a regular, old-fashioned, you know, a basic carpet concept, which is essentially just a flat square of material. Usually rectangular, sometimes, you know, perfect square, depends on what you're going for. It can sometimes be good to leave the luminoids on carpets because carpets are fuzzy, although other times it may look a little bit more clean to go without it. You can turn up the impasto and it will kind of make the carpet, you know, have a little fuzz to it if you want. And turn up the looseness and it'll become even more fuzzy. If you wanted a hairy carpet, you could just go into here, which is style mode. Click on the flex, select effect, like streaky, and you'll see it's a lot more fuzzy on streaky. And if you turn up the looseness, it'll become even more fuzzy. So if you wanted like a bear carpet or something, you know, like one of those white bear, polar bear carpets, or any kind of animal carpet, you know. It's a thing that happens. People turn animals into carpets. I don't know if that's still in vogue. But anyway, that's a basic way to make a carpet. Also, let's talk about one other thing concerning carpets. And that's, well, it's not really too important to have them labeled, but I would just do it in case. But what you can do is go to Audio Surface Type and make a carpet sound more, you know, you don't want it to sound like you're walking on a wooden board. You want it to be a little bit more realistic. So we're going to turn it to grass. And when you do that, it really sounds like, you know, you're walking on a soft, crunchy carpet. Also, you'll notice that there's kind of a thing where we're walking on top of furniture, and there's other things that can happen too, like you'll put your foot up on the furniture, and that's really ugly. Now, there's ways to limit this bizarre behavior in the puppet, which is one I want to get into. One way is to turn down the walkable slope angle so that he just, you know, he can't do that. He won't be putting his foot up on the furniture. He can still walk up onto it, but he won't be like doing the weird leg thing, at least not as much. You still kind of get it, but there's an alternative though. If you don't like him putting his leg up on the furniture at all, you can create, I guess what you might call an invisible collision box, which essentially will limit whether he can walk on the furniture or jump on it, for that matter. Go ahead and make it invisible. And we're going to turn down the detail because it's really not going to be visually seen anyway. Now let's go ahead and experiment and see how this looks. Oh my, he's still doing it. And he's still walking on it. Maybe it's because it's not set to scenery? Let's try it when it's set to scenery. Yes, scenery is the answer. Just set it to scenery. Now he can't jump on it. Or walk on it, if that's what you want. He can't put his grubby feet up on it. And it seems less glitchy. And in most games, they don't even allow you to jump. I only do that because in Dreams, There's some tough situations where if things get glitchy, you kind of want the player to have an escape route, you know? If he gets stuck in the corner and he can't move, sometimes jumping is the only way to escape that fate, so I like to be kind in that regard. But it's pretty much all there is to say about the placement of furniture and, you know, the do's and the don'ts and what you can do to help out with some of this stuff, mitigate certain issues that you encounter with the puppet. But yeah, that's pretty much all for now. I will give a little shout out to our monthly subscribers. There they go. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss another video. If you wish to support our earnest insanity, you can check the links in the description to donate or buy merch. Until next time, goodbye.